Um, I just think that Dublin have nothing to lose and everything to gain on Saturday, and it's one of those situations against Clare where they can leave everything on the field. And as I said, they've had the break as well of the Leinster final, finishing third above in Leinster and coming out of that, and certainly one that Micheál O'Donoghue would like. He's in his first year. He knows his team, probably knows his best team at this stage, best 18, 19 players at this stage, and one that he can really push on Saturday, and they can really test themselves. He'll know going into next year where he is exactly on Saturday. I don't think they'll disappoint. I think Dublin will turn up, and I think they'll put it up to a Clare team that, as I said, will be getting over it. Will be getting over the disappointment of a Munster final. Clare, without shadow of a doubt, left everything on the field. Brian has Brian has one or two question marks in his own head as well, coming away from the Munster final. So they've got to be answered by Clare players on Sunday, how they literally perform and so forth, and the energy levels that they've got to go back and bring to the table.
Yeah,
Um, the tip the Tip Galway one is going to be that's a very hard game to call. No, I'll be honest, Joe. I just think Tip had Tip had played a challenge match literally last Saturday, and it showed the difference in levels between McDonagh Cup and McCarthy Cup. And I think while they got a game into them, and they got their eye in for they know where the posts are, and a lot of players will have a lot of confidence. Certainly, like the likes of Mark Keogh, and he's scoring 3-3. That Jamie Callanan getting game time again into him. Jake Morris coming back from injury, getting 6 or 7 points. Like they're things that Tip will really have enjoyed. But I don't know, was the game really of any benefit to Tip? I think Galway are going in the perfect scenario, losing the Leinster final last minute, that in their head, to go out and prove themselves. The Henry Shefflin factor as well is a major, major, major thing going on in Galway. Henry knows that they've got to push on and try and get over the line on Saturday and face a Limerick team in an All-Ireland semi-final.
yeah. Do you think Limerick would favour either team or focus on themselves as they always do?
Limerick will just focus on themselves, and I think, as I said earlier, it's a chance for John to get a look at both Tip and Galway in the perfect scenario. He can sit down, enjoy the game, and he can look at it and go from there, because he'll learn more on Saturday, because these two teams will go at it on Saturday evening without shadow of a doubt, and they've got to go out and express themselves, and they've got to go out and show their hand, and John is of the benefit of being able to sit down, look at this and analyse it, and I think it doesn't make any difference to Limerick, because John will have his own game plan, as we all well know, going into an All-Ireland semi-final, and having got the break of the month. Probably 3 weeks is the perfect break, but look, at this stage of the year, you take every break you can, and in terms of that, I think John will know that they'll have got the intensity levels and they've got the work rate back into these players, because certainly in the second half against Clare, in the Munster final, straight away, that 10-15 minutes after half time, I think Limerick's energy levels went through the roof. They became aggressive on the ball, and they really worked that bit harder, and I think that's what's going to get to that. Would I hopefully will see Limerick over the line in All Ireland semi-final against either Galway or Tip. Very hard one to call, because there's very different factors from both teams, as I said, coming into it. So look, John will enjoy Saturday, analyse everything and take it on board for 2 weeks time.